Girl, I had this guy who was like, I'll talk to you after we have sex. Like he was like, I need to have sex first and then we can hang out. But let me tell you, girl, the dick was worth it. So I was like, sure, fine. I ask, how do you identify sexually? Like like if you had to check a box, what would be your category?
Girl, I think I'm a lesbian.
Okay. I didn't know if it was bi. I didn't know if it was queer.
I don't know. Sometimes I'm bi though.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd say that too. It depends on how much I'm drinking. But when I wake up, I'm back to gay. Well, hold on. Just because I had 2 little white girls as girlfriend doesn't mean you can't say nigga on my platform. Pete, well, welcome. Okay, first of all, I'm really bad at doing intros, so let me put my little stinky ass intro on, and then we'll get started. But well, welcome to Kurious. Hold on, you're frozen a little bit. Okay, you're back. Welcome to Kurious. My name is Cayman, and on today's episode, we have a special guest. We have, I want to say, internet sensation. I want to say the big sister to the internet. Now, help me pronounce your name. Is it Aja? Is it AJ? Like, how do you pronounce your name?
It's Asia.
Asia. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Well, welcome, Asia. Welcome to Kurious. I'm very excited. I'm a little nervous, a little fragile, but that's me. I get excited, I get nervous, but it is what it is. But I am very excited for you. So let me turn up my headset real quick. All right, first of all, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm actually really excited to talk to you as well. I watched an episode last night on my TV. And
Oh,
I was like, yeah.
which one?
It was the one with you and your friend from
Oh, cool.
college.
Yes.
Yeah. I think you
Awesome.
posted that, what, a week ago?
Oh, so the one about like the mother passing?
No, I don't think I got to that part then. But yeah.
Oh.
Okay, I didn't get to that part yet. Then but yeah, I was like, "Oh my God, this is going to be an amazing conversation." I love
Awesome.
the way you guys flowed together, so I'm
Well,
excited.
I'm excited. I got into podcasting because I love to learn. I love to get to know people. I think a lot of my friends would say I'm a very social butterfly. And I always see you making content by yourself. And I was like, I wonder if just wants to talk to someone other than herself and like be a soundboard. So I was like, maybe if I could just slide in her DMs. If you see anything on the side, it's my fan. I get hot. I'm like a church grandma.
Oh, no, I got one too.
I
I
see
got
it, girl. I see it.
You said I'm a church grandma. I'm
I
crying.
am. So, okay, let's start. Have you seen the Beyonce concert? I'm assuming you went there because you have the heated fan.
Mm-hmm. So yes, I went to Renaissance and I were you asking me if I saw the movie or the
The
show?
concert.
The concert. Oh yes,
Hmm.
I went to
Hmm.
Vegas to see her. It was
Ooh,
amazing.
how was
It was
that?
amazing.
Was it fun? Was it good?
Yeah, she no, honestly, I think I like traveled to another dimension. Like
Hmm.
I left my body. And I
Hmm.
knew I was going to, and I told my
Hmm.
girlfriend, I was like, listen, like you're gonna have to help me because
Hmm.
we did shrooms, smoking
Hmm.
weed, and when I tell you I was like I was like, I hope I live this because
Yeah.
we're at a stadium.
Yeah.
So I could, and I witnessed someone falling down the stadium though.
Oof.
Yes. And I was like, oh my God, this could be me. Like, I love falling. Like, that's my favorite thing
Oh.
to do. I'm so clumsy. But the show was amazing. Oh my God. Oh my God.
What was some of her outfits? What outfit? I kind of remember by outfits. So what outfit like was her iconic outfit for your show?
Um, I could not tell you. I could not tell
Okay.
you. I'm
Okay.
more of okay, so this is the type of fan I am. I'm a fan of
Hmm.
music.
Hmm.
I'm not
Hmm.
so much so invested in the person, if that
Hmm.
makes any sense.
Yep. Yep.
So I'm not like my friend is like a stan.
Yep.
Okay, she's in the hive,
Yep.
and she knew the dancers' names. She knew she. Is that
Yeah.
you?
No. 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 No.
I'm a
I
fan.
am. I'm someone who, I mean, I grew up with Beyonce. Like, I remember my sister's 14 years older than me. So, like, when
Oh,
she was getting rid of like her cassette tapes, which was off the wall, that's when I adopted him. So I like found her late, I guess you can say, and ran that cassette tape. Do you remember cassette tapes? And you remember when you had to use a butter knife to reel that shit back in? Like, that was me. But I went to the one in Santa Clara, and that was the one where like she was mayor for the day, and then she had like that red scarf and those ginormous heels. And I completely understand what you were saying about just having an outer body experience because there are times, because I think every stadium was an open stadium.
yeah.
So we had like the moon was like literally just like right off the corner.
Hmm.
And I was, you know.
Yes.
I still work a 9 to 5 girl, so
Okay. Yeah.
um but I just remember just like dozing off and like staring into the sky and just being like and still present with the
Hmm.
concert. And that's it's so hard to explain because I'm like, you don't even have I always thought like if I was deaf and blind, or well, not I can't be both because then you would not enjoy the concert, but like if I was blind
Yeah.
and you can just hear it, you had such a great time because there was
Yeah.
times where I'm just like dozing off, staring into the sun and the moon, and being like, I'm still vibing. And there would be times where then I watch the dancers, like not even focus on B. I'm watching the dancers and still having a good time. And I was like, there was just so much you can see.
Yeah.
And I told my friends like, even if you're not a Beyonce fan, I just highly recommend you just seeing it because
Yeah.
it's like it transcended who she was. It was just like the show, I don't know how to explain it. Like Beyonce was probably just like 1% of it. Like it was a whole entire experience. So
I
I get what you mean.
completely agree with that. I agree with that with just the music, to be
Yeah.
honest, because I feel like I told my dad this and he's probably like, "Oh my God, you are so dramatic." But like
Yeah.
I feel like that album saved my life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, and I hate to like be that dramatic. I hate when
Yeah.
you're that dramatic. But
Yes.
like when I tell you I had the 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 worst year you could think of. Like
Mm.
actually it could have been worse. It could have been worse. Let me
Okay.
stop. But girl, when I tell you broke my ankle,
Oh.
got sick, lost my
Oh.
job, and when I
Oh.
tell you it was back to back to back to
Yeah.
back to back,
Yeah. Yeah.
and all I could do, I was just like, you know what? You won't break my soul.
Yes.
You won't break my soul. And you know what? Like it was a lot this year, and
Yeah.
I needed that, and I was unemployed when I went to the concert,
Mm.
and broke as hell. When I tell
Mm-hmm.
you, I was so
Mm-hmm.
broke, but I was like, you know what, Beyonce, you're
But let
here.
me ask you a question. Are you broke now?
Oh yeah.
Okay, okay. I thought you were going to be like, no, everything's good now, and I'm like, you know what? You still spent your money, you still got the show, and you're like, nope, still broke.
I'm broke but not broken.
Yes,
So
your
right.
spirit's not
I
broken.
feel like I feel like that's so funny.
I
I'm
love
like
that.
the broke with a job. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Like, there's a
yes,
difference.
there's a huge
Things are
difference. So you're not
paid.
broke. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Things are
yeah.
paid. Everything's
Yes,
paid. But
yes.
it was such a low time for me. And
Hmm.
it just is what it is.
Hmm.
Uh and yeah, that album was amazing.
Yeah,
And it,
yeah.
yeah. Saved you,
See, look at
girl.
it. We're already getting off. I didn't even do my question of the day. Like
Oh
we're
my goodness,
already
I'm
just
so
going
sorry.
off.
I'm so
But I
sorry.
no 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 no. I love it. I love it. But I've been starting to ask this question lately, and I get a different answer every time. And I want to ask you this. So bear with me. But in this situation, you have died. You are dead. You went skydiving, or you did something with heights. Your girlfriend took you on a helicopter, and sadly to say, it did not land. So you have passed,
Okay.
and your family members and your friends are now designated to write your obituary for your funeral. What what are some of the things that your family and friends will say about you in this obituary?
Can I keep it real with you?
Please.
I feel like they would do the whole lying thing when someone dies.
Like what?
Like act like you're so familiar with them. Do you get what
Mm,
I'm saying? When people die,
mm-hmm,
like I knew who my grandpa was. Okay,
mm-hmm,
I knew the
mm-hmm.
real. But what did everybody do? He was the best father. He was the best this. He was so I feel like my family would do that. They would just be, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I love y'all, but like they would be fake about it. They'd be like, she
Yes,
was the, and when you were there, they don't know
yes,
me though. My
yes,
family doesn't know, they don't know who I am for real. So it's
yes.
like they would do all that. Anytime she was just a call away. I'm not. I'm not. So yeah, I feel like they would do one of those. I feel like the only person that would be accurate would be my girlfriend.
Mm-hmm,
And yeah, so you didn't ask about my girlfriend, but
mm-hmm,
I think she would be accurate. Your question was, what would they say?
mm-hmm. What were they right?
What would they write? So
That's a good, I mean, that's a good answer. Like, no one has ever said that my family would just BS. And I want to ask, like, that reminds me of my family. My mom was very, I don't know if it's a black thing, but you let me know. But my mom was like, no one knows our business. Like, what happens in these four walls, stay in these four walls. And we
mm,
will be cute and polite when we walk out of these four walls, but no one knows our
mm,
business. So when you said that, and also, it's funny too because my parents don't know me at all. So
mm,
part of the reason why I want to make this podcast is like maybe they can stumble upon it and it can be like my diary and they can just listen. But it's funny because I don't know what my parents will say because I mean, I'm sure they'll say nice things, but it's interesting that you said that your parents or your family don't know you and they're just going to BS because I feel like that, I don't know if that's a black thing, but like saving face and making sure that everyone knows that you were the perfect family or there was no like drama is
mm.
what a lot of families do instead of just being open and honest with like the real tea.
Yeah. I think I almost wish that would be the case as to why I said that, because
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they try to save face. I think the saving I think okay, let me go back. I think it is saving face, but more like I'm trying to act like I know my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Not like I want to pretend she's someone else. I want to act like I
Mm-hmm.
know her. Because
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be hard for my mom and my dad to say, I didn't take any time to ask my daughter who she was. What does she like? What makes her laugh?
Mm-hmm.
What is it, So, um, it would be very difficult for them to admit that. I don't think
Mm-hmm.
they would ever admit something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
when I do see
Did
them, they do act like, you know,
yeah. Did you grow up in a religious family or anything like that?
no.
Okay. Okay.
Mm-mm. So I think maybe that, yeah, because my family used to cut up. So
Yes.
no. So your
Okay.
family was religious.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes. And still am. Still,
Oh,
I mean, still are.
okay.
Still. You know,
Good.
if my parents had a podcast, there are thousands of times where I thought my parents were like full on arguing, like domestic, I don't want to say domestic violence arguing, because that means like there's like actual physical things going down, but like arguing. And then I go into the kitchen to be like, what's the tea? And it's them with five different Bibles around them trying to figure out like what did this passage mean and what did that, and then they call so and so from the church to like, this is Bob, my dad, this is his hypothesis, this is Deborah's hypothesis, like, well, who's what's what. My dad took I believe it was a 4-year course where they dissected the Bible front and back. I believe he took it twice. If he didn't take it twice, then he decided to teach the next class. So yeah, yeah,
Okay. Okay. I've never heard of something like that.
yes.
Okay. Okay. Cute. But
Hmm.
I mean, sometimes I feel like I wish I grew up religious.
Why?
I feel like sometimes I feel unstable. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Like there's no
Hmm.
like foundation, like, to my
Hmm.
like belief system. I'm putting it together, don't get me
Hmm.
wrong, but I almost wish there was something,
Hmm.
like I always I feel like in seeking Sam
Hmm.
sometimes,
Hmm.
I wish there was
Yes.
something that I could just like fall back on and be like,
Yes.
this what used to work or something like that, you know?
Yes. Let me tell you, I don't want to, I don't, let me tell you my experience and then you take it how you want to take it.
Oh no.
I just don't know what to, I just don't know how to say it because I hear you when you're like, I don't have a foundation. I wish I had a foundation. I wish I just had something. My gut reaction will tell you that it still wouldn't matter. Like, even if you grew up religious, like, it still wouldn't matter. But that's putting my problem onto you. Like, I don't know how you would have taken it if you were raised in the church. You might have taken it differently.
Mm.
For me, it was hard growing up and seeing the hypocrisy between the church and society. You know, I graduated high school in 2016, so or 2012. So 2008 to 2012, it was like a huge gay was just like a huge topic and kids were dying and kids were getting kicked out and Lady Gaga
Mhm.
was like it will get better and the stop the hate campaigns were everywhere. So it was so hard for me to believe in this white man. Let's, you know,
Mhm.
let's say white man that is going to somehow save us. And then in 2020, so I think as a black gay man, I had to slowly like let go of my hand of God. And then
Mhm.
in 2020, when I saw shit hit the fan, I didn't realize that. Okay, so I took my faith out of religion and I put my faith in the government. And then I saw the government basically say, fuck your faith. And it crippled me. Like it mentally
Mhm.
crippled me. I went to therapy and we're here today. I think for me, what I had to believe in is myself. I had to
Yeah.
realize that no one is going to come and save me. No one is going to pick me up out of this dirt. It's going to have to be me. And I
Mhm.
had to have a better understanding of what God was. It wasn't this white man that died on the cross. It's more of like this like spiritual, worldly thing. And as soon as I started kind of thinking in that way and started for sure believing in myself more, I got better. But
Mhm.
I don't know. It always pains me, except for like, especially for Black queer people, when it comes to church. I feel like it's such a thorn in our heel.
Mhm.
But it's so interesting because I think if there wasn't religion, there would be a lot of people who will be lost. But with
Mhm.
religion, there are a lot of people that are hurt. So it's kind of like a balance. So it pains me to hear that, you know, you wish you had some sort of foundation, but it also pains me to hear that you're maybe possibly looking towards this church for that. Because in my experience, it still won't be there. So yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. Maybe because like I see how like hard it is for, queer people to unlearn, you know, homophobia because
Yes.
of the church.
Yes.
And I didn't have to go through that.
Yeah.
It was always cool.
Yeah.
You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Maybe in society and the way people accept me and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
it wasn't from, any belief system
Yeah.
um coming from the church or anything like that. And I do um what was I going to say? What was I going to say? Like I like my relationship with spirituality and religion
Hmm.
because I think my family did such a good job in being like, okay, you could be whoever you want to be.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like sometimes I was Jehovah's Witness for years. Yeah. Okay, girl.
I have Jehovah Witness family members, so trust
Oh,
me,
so
I
you
know.
know, no. You know, no. Like
I
you
know.
get it.
I know.
Like, and I was Jehovah's Witness for years. Well, yeah, like, and then one day I was just like, this doesn't feel right by me, but it's
Hmm.
because my family allowed
Hmm.
me to jump in and out.
Hmm.
One day my dad doesn't believe in God, one day he does.
Hmm.
My
Hmm.
dad's all over the place as well.
I love that. So, can I? Okay. So you're a homie. You're one of the girls. You're
Yes.
part of the LGBT alphabet.
Yes, I was like, oh,
Yeah, a homie. I call them homies.
okay, girls. Okay.
I've never met. I'm obviously a homie. I've never met. Well, first of all, can I ask how do you identify sexually? Like like if you had to check a box, what would be your category?
Girl, I think I'm a lesbian.
Okay, okay, okay. I didn't know if it was bi. I didn't know if it was
I don't
queer. I
know.
didn't know.
Sometimes I'm bi though.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
I say that too. It depends on how much I'm drinking. But when I wake up, I'm
You're
back to
like, I
gay.
cute,
Okay,
cute.
so okay, I'm sure there's a lot of similarities, but walk me through like you coming to terms with your sexuality. Like when did you know as a little girl that you liked girls? And like were you playing house and there was two mommies? Like what was happening?
Oh, cute. Um, I feel like I've always like had okay, so my first time having feelings for a girl was on
Hmm.
Too Long Food, Thanks for Everything with RuPaul. The part with
Yes.
RuPaul when he was
Yes.
I got started getting I was like maybe six or
Yeah.
seven, and I started
Yeah.
getting these weird feelings in my stomach.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I this is not how things are supposed to go. Like, and I just moved on. And
Yeah.
I would get those feelings here and there and then just move on. So it wasn't anything I ever pursued until I just jumped in and started dating a girl.
Hmm.
But I think it was one of those things where I just never felt like it was possible. You know,
Hmm.
I was like, oh, this is not what we're supposed to do. So it's all good.
Hmm.
You know,
Hmm.
and maybe it was easier because I like men too.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, it
Did
wasn't.
you go ahead?
No, it wasn't like a super like dramatic story at all. I wish I kind of had one, girl.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie.
Well, for me, it was. I agree. Like I said, six all the time. Like people always ask me. I always say, there was this guy in kindergarten. His name was Casey. He looked like Corbin Blue from High School Musical, biracial. Basically, like what's his name? What's Will Smith's son's name? Jaden Smith, but with
Okay,
just
so
like
one
a
of those. Okay,
giant afro, like a very, very cute biracial 6-year old. And he was too cool for school. Like he was literally the cool kid. Like I can just picture him walking across the sandbox, like just like way too cool. But I just remember, like you said, like I didn't know what I was feeling. I just didn't know what I was feeling. But then I started getting made fun of by the kids for being gay. And then that's when I was just like, well, I don't know what this is. I just know that it's bringing me a lot of pain. And so I was like, what can I do? So yeah, if I talk about this with my guy friends who are gay, and you could put me on a lie detector in high school, I would have
hmm
told you I was straight. Like there was no inkling, even though I
in
was watching
high
gay porn,
school.
I still would have told you that I was straight. I just didn't have any. I just didn't. It just didn't click until I got to college. Then that's when it clicked.
Okay.
Um, yeah, oh girl, let me. Okay, I've never shared this story on the pod.
Yeah,
I'll
I got that.
this is the first time I've had sex with a guy. So
Ooh, exclusive, exclusive. Okay, 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 okay. Cute.
I don't even know if any of my friends actually know the story, but my parents were gone on a 2-week cruise around my 18th birthday. So like Thanksgiving is around my 18th birthday. And I was working at a thrift store with this girl named Sam, who also has a best guy friend named Sam. So for the sake of this conversation, I'll say Samantha and Sam.
Okay.
And so Samantha worked with me. She would drop me off because I didn't live that far and we were close. We would party together. And this was high school too. So this was like senior year of high school. And so one day I was like, why don't you guys come over to my house and let's like drink? And so we had like UV, we had Smirnoff, and I got wasted. And so wasted, you may like how wasted you may ask. I was naked, full boner, full erection. I know. I at this time I was doing choir. So Samantha was like, you say you do choir, but I don't hear you sing. So girl, I pulled out one of our little thingies that we were practicing on in choir and like sung it full naked, full boner. And so Sam was there. And I never got an inkling that Sam was gay. This part gets a little blurry because obviously I told you I was like wasted out of my mind. But I go to my room and Sam comes to my room. I don't know if he was there first or if I was there. It didn't
Okay.
matter because it was my room. So I'm going to be there.
Yeah.
And so we're laying in the bed. Like, I don't care. Like, this is my bed. Like, I don't,
And you're still
this is where I'm
naked.
going to, oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
Cute.
Yes. Still
Okay.
naked, still erect. And like, and I was like, it's time for bed. I don't know whose hands started to go where, but the next thing I know, feelings and touching was touching, and feelings were being felt, and more erections were bringing coming on to the party. I wasn't the only one with an erection, and it was like an experiment. And it's so funny because like I used to like play around with girls, like not full on, but just like because you're trying to fit in, so you're trying to like do
Okay.
that
You
stuff.
may touch boobs and stuff.
Yes, yes, touch
Cute.
boobs and stuff like that. But when I just it was like Wizard of Oz when Dorothy in the very beginning was in black and white, and then she went to the Oz and everything was in color. When I slept with that man, everything was just in color, and I never looked back. Fast forward to maybe 2 years ago, I ran into Sam, and not only is Sam gay, but he is. If I had to guess, he is now they them non-binary. Like you probably couldn't tell if it was a boy or a girl. But at that time, I didn't get any inkling. And also his brother was so hot. His brother was probably like the bully. His brother probably called me a faggot in high school and then pushed me into a locker. Like that was his brother. But yeah, that was my first time ever sleeping with a guy, and since then I clearly did not go back.
Clearly.
So yeah, it's interesting because like in high school I was like I'm not thinking about sleeping with men, and then I get drunk one time, and then I was like, oh, this is
It's
this is what
like
we're doing.
boner naked.
Yeah.
Like it's like let's go. That
Yeah.
is interesting. Yeah, I guess that's kind of like how that makes so much sense. That's exactly how it was for me. I mean, not sex, but it was like I don't know, things started making sense.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
like I don't know, and I guess it was just like me giving myself permission to follow
Hmm.
through. But I do
Hmm.
think that our experiences as a man and a woman are so different because I can
Hmm.
put on this like mask. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like I could put on this, mask that it like, I appear as, a heterosexual woman, whatever that
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
whatever that is. Um so it's I always feel like a fraud for telling like a coming out story because of that.
Hmm.
Cuz it's like, you
Yeah.
know,
I don't like I mean, to this day, I still have not sat my parents down and like had a kumbaya. It was like, I'm gay. Like, I've never done that. I know. I know.
but they
I know.
know. It's just an
They know.
understanding.
You want to
Okay,
know why
cool.
they know? Because they caught me watching gay porn 3 times and I crashed a computer doing it. They know.
Hey, I hope to
Everything.
find out.
My
Wait,
dad literally, this was when long story short, the computer was in the basement, and I used to have the basement just to chill because I didn't have a TV in my room, so they gave me the basement. And this was like, I don't know, 11 at night. This was when porn was like slow, when you had to like give it time to warm up so it can load the videos.
yes.
And so I had like 4 or 5 window browsers open, and my dad literally came downstairs, and I didn't have enough time to click out all the browsers. And he was like, "What are you doing?" And he walks up to the computer and literally reaches over me and starts clicking out each and every browser and was like, "I think it's time for you to go to bed."
Wait, so like, how old were you?
High school. Like this is the third and last time I got caught watching porn on the
And
computer.
they never sat you down and was like, hey, so it was just like something that's pushed under the rug.
Yeah, I mean the first time they did, but I denied it. I was like, "Oh, my friend sent me a link like as a joke." I
Okay.
told them that I went through the gay porn to find straight porn. I was like, "Oh, like I had to go through all the gay sites to find the straight website."
So it wasn't even the fact that it was porn. It was like, okay, you feel like
It
they would,
was Go ahead.
you feel like they would kind of been okay if it was straight porn?
Yeah, because I remember one time waking up and my mom was not watching it, but just like looking at what I was looking at and just like having such a nasty stank face on. But yeah, I'm sure my dad will probably be like, I guess, if
Yeah.
it was a fucking labia spread across the screen, I'm sure he would be like, oh, well, okay, like whatever, still go to bed, but like, I'm not gonna.
So, okay. Okay, cute. I mean, The thing is that like some things, I don't know, would it make you feel better if you did say something like, "Hey, I'm gay," or is it okay that it's just the fact that it's just an understanding?
I think it's okay that it's an understanding in
Okay.
my mind. Because I don't want to come out. I've never really had to, maybe with my first close friends, but now like as life goes on, like I had a trainer, I still do, and he was like, I knew you were gay since day one. And I was like, how did you know? I'm wearing all black. Like, how did you know I was gay? And he's like, I can just, I can just tell you're gay. So apparently to people, it's like it comes out of my pores. I don't really know.
Mm-hmm.
But when I'm with my parents, I'm a lot more reserved and a lot more quiet, and I don't provide as much color. And when they ask me a questions, it's very short to the point. Um, so yeah, I'm sure they're dying. They've always been like, I want to get to know you, I want to talk to you, blah 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 blah.
Okay.
But I just feel like, yeah.
Yeah, like it's like too late to start that. You know what I mean?
I think that's really what it is. I feel like like it's been so long. Like, what's the whole point now? I don't know. And maybe is what they've been waiting for. Like, maybe that's what we need. But family is so strange because it is, now that I go through therapy, family is the first place where you find love and you get your love, and it's the most purest form of it. And I think that's what scares. I remember like living through those times where kids were getting kicked out of their homes and churches and jobs, and being like, I'm not going to tell them until I moved out and I'm financially stable. That wasn't until I was 27. So like the damage was like, I don't know, like now I'm 20, well now I'm 30. So it's just like, do we need to have this conversation? Or like, like I've never brought home a single girl. So like, what, like, it's like,
I completely understand you. I
yeah.
completely understand you. I think whatever it is that makes you feel like comfortable, because I do think, for some people, it's like, I do just want to get off my chest. And some people, it's
Hmm.
like, for me, I said if I wanted children and had
Hmm.
children, that's a lot of steps. But if
Hmm.
they existed, I wouldn't want my child to feel like they had to come out. Just bring your boyfriend
Hmm.
or your girlfriend over. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? Like, or
Hmm.
whatever it is to you, bring it over, bring them over,
Yes.
So I, you know, yeah, but I'm glad that you're just able
Yeah.
to exist,
Yes.
with
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, our relationship is getting a lot better. I think it helps that I moved out. And we're,
That's how
my
it
mom, every
is.
time I come home, she acts like she hasn't seen me in like 5 years. Like she's just like this like little schoolgirl and gets super excited. And then when I don't see her, she gets so upset. Like, cause they now know when I get a haircut. Cause usually when I get a haircut, I then pop over cause it's like a 2 minute drive.
Hmm.
And I'm just someone that's like, I don't need to see everybody every single day. I'm one of those people that like, I need some distance to miss you.
Okay.
And my mom is a mom, and so that doesn't work for her. So if I go too long, she's like, what the hell? Like, where are you at? Blah, 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 blah. So
What's
it's,
too long?
yes, yeah. So my therapist if she was here, she'd be like, he's learning how to accept love. So I'm learning how to accept love. That's basically what it boils down to.
Fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I think, you know, um, that's been hard for me too. That's been
Mm-hmm.
hard, really hard for me. I think my whole life I felt like I had to like perform for it,
Mm-hmm.
and do so many things for it. And I
Yeah.
think still a little bit feel like that. But
Yeah.
as I'm surrounding myself with people that don't need me to perform for it,
Yeah.
I'm feeling like, oh,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Yeah.
things feel so
Yeah.
much lighter now that I don't have so many tasks that I
Yes.
have to do to feel loved.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I want to ask you a question. I saw this TikTok of this girl. You know those TikToks where the boys are it's somewhere in Miami and they're asking girls off the street, obviously somewhere around the club, and like asking these dumbass questions. And so this guy was talking to this girl, and she basically she was a lesbian. And he was like, "Well, how do you know you're lesbian if you've never been with a guy? Like, like, do you want to be with a guy? Blah 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 blah." As someone that's a lesbian, do you first of all, I'm sure you get hit on by men. Like you are a very attractive girl, and I'm sure guys hit on you. When a guy hits on you, Like, what do you do? Like, because I remember you said something in one of your TikToks that you like to just pretend you're on the phone. But like, like I just don't know when it comes to someone who is, who likes women. A guy's going to hit on you. I'm sure you're going to tell them I'm not interested because of, you don't have the parts that I need. And then I'm sure he's going to be like, well, how do you know if you didn't try it? So that whole interaction, have you ever had an interaction like that? And how does that make you feel? And how do you deal with those?
Um, well, I like men too. I
Okay.
do like
Okay.
men.
Okay.
I like men physically. I don't feel like I could have like a deep connection with them. Like
Okay. Yep.
deep romantic connection. It just
Mm-hmm.
has never worked out that way.
Mm-hmm.
But I think just anytime I'm with a woman, men have said a lot of times like you just haven't found the right one, the
Mm-hmm.
right man.
Mm-hmm.
And then I tell them I've had great experiences with men.
Mm-hmm.
Now what? Like the guys I've talked to are really good guys.
Yes. Yes.
So it's like, now what? It's like it has nothing to do with that. It has literally
Yeah.
nothing to do with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they just weren't the men for me,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so it's always that. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
and also I don't really look at gender.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not very much so like um strictly with women,
Mm-hmm.
but looking at my dating history, it just goes that way with women.
Mm-hmm.
Like it
Mm-hmm.
just it just it's so natural. I think
Yeah.
maybe because women love relationships. We love to be in a relationship,
Y'all
girl.
do. Yes. Yes. This is you. I'm so glad you said that women love to be in relationships because as a gay guy, it is very hard to find a guy to sit the fuck down and to have a conversation.
And it's crazy because I would say every guy I've gotten with wants to sit down.
Is it because he's straight and you're a woman? I feel like when it's straight people, men will rather sit down with a woman because that's what society tells them. Because women, I believe, society makes women feel like you are the one that's going to make a relationship happy because men aren't. Or not happy, but happen. Because men are not naturally going to do that. But men are also pressured to build a family and build a house and be that man. So they're like, okay, well, I guess if I need to be a man is to provide for a family. I guess I have to go have a relationship. Even though probably if we didn't have these society norms, they would just be fucking and screwing and moving on to the next. Because although gay people were raised in the same game, we don't give a fuck. We want to have sex with you and then we want to be gone. And I'm like, no, I want
Yes,
love and
okay.
romance.
You just spilled so much tea because, like, I feel like the guy, like every guy I've been like with, like that,
Hmm.
want to sit down and get married and meet the family like so quick. And I'm like,
Hmm.
whoa, 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 whoa,
Hmm.
whoa, slow the
Hmm.
fuck down. But I
Yes.
don't think it's because they liked me though.
Yes.
I feel like you said, that's what society has taught men to do with women.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Because they sure in the hell didn't have to do that with me. I don't want to meet Tanaka. I don't want to meet your mom.
Yeah, because I'm like, I just can't figure out why. I mean, not every gay person, like my good friend Zach, he met his husband, they just got married over this fall. Like it happens, but even with a couple, a gay couple that is married, they see it too. They're like, as a whole, the gay community wants to fix the dating. We want to fix the hookup culture, but then I guess it's just all for show. It's just all for conversation. It's not actually like real. And then for me,
Mm.
because I have a podcast, like I don't like to feel like things are an interview. Like when I'm talking on Tinder and I ask a question, I don't need you to give me an answer and then put the period at the end. Like that like hurts. Like I don't, give me something, like give me something to go off on. And they don't. They just yes, maybe, no. And then one thing that pisses me off the most is like you can have a great conversation online, but then the minute I were like, hey, do you want to take this offline? Like, let's go get coffee. Like, let's do this, that, and the third. Blocked. I'm
Wait,
like,
wait,
okay,
wait, wait,
well,
wait, wait. Hold on, hold on, hold on. They'll block you. So they want to just but it dang 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 dang. They want to do the dang. They don't want to. Okay, so if you were like, hey, you want to come over, they'll come over.
girl, I had this guy who was like, I'll talk to you after we have sex. Like he was like, I need to have sex first and then we can hang out. But let me tell you, girl, the dick was worth it. So I was like, sure, fine.
Wait, so you guys were like nearly silent before you guys like
Pretty much. Like
no.
I couldn't even get through his door before he was already like trying to take my clothes off. Yeah. I will have guys like tear me apart. Girl, one time I had this guy. Okay, so this is what happens on like gay profiles. There's a lot of guys out there that don't have a like a face profile.
Yeah.
So it's called like blank profiles. And so in the gay community, we're very adamant. If you don't have a Facebook picture or a face picture, you're not getting a response. And so now some apps have like disappearing photos where they don't have to have a face picture on their profile, but they can send you one with a timer. So this guy sends me a message with no Facebook or no face profile. First thing he says is, your lips are ugly. And I was like, well, that's a lot coming from someone that doesn't have a face picture. Like, cool. And then he sends me a face picture, which was, a disappearing one. And when it's disappearing, that also rubs gays the wrong way because it's like, come fucking on. Like, it's an
Yeah.
app. Like, this is supposed to be like a community. Like, get your shit together. It's 2023. No one cares, right?
Yeah.
So he sends me a photo. 5 seconds later, it's gone. But his lips were massive. So I was like, you have bigger lips than me. And mind you, it was a black guy. And so I was like, you have bigger lips than me. And he was like, whoa, well, I wasn't talking about the size of your lips. Your lips just look like you suck too much dick. And I was just like, well, isn't that the point of me being on this app? Like, isn't that what I'm supposed to be doing is like sucking dick?
Please
Like,
don't
I
have
guess
this
I'm
go
doing
where
my
I think
job.
it's gonna go. Please don't
And
have this
so
go.
he was like, I don't know what he said, but I sent him a gif of like some botch guy with big ass lips. And I was like, have a nice day. 5 minutes later, he was like, so what you want? Are we cuddling or not? And I was like, no, you're not going to sit here and degrade me and then come to me and be like, so what you want? You want this dick or not? I'm like, no, I don't. I don't. And I get that all the time.
You'll get people like messaging you talking shit and then are like, okay, so like
Yeah. One guy accused me for being racist and then asked me if I want to come over and cuddle him.
what the fuck is going on? So like what is this correlation? But I think it's just I think it's human beings. I think it's human beings. So I had heard a story. A guy had told me he met up with a guy and just like the dude was like, "Hey, just open the door and like I'll be bent over already."
Oh, yes. Yep. That's very common.
Men are just horny though. Like let's be
Yes.
real. Men are just horny.
Yes.
Like, that's just what it is. Like
Yes.
when I used to talk to some of the dudes from my past, like it was just you guys are ready. Like
Yep. Yep. One guy, this was one of my favorites. He was like, my house will be unlocked. I'll be sitting on the couch, fully erect, but I will have a ski mask on. And he just wanted me to suck him off and leave. And so I did, and I left. It was really thrilling. But yeah, yeah, that happens all the time. There's lots of guys who are like, my back door is open, literally. Come through, and I'll be oiled up and ready to go. Yeah, it
I think that's
happens.
oh my god. Oh my
I
gosh.
know.
I could hear these stories all day because I don't know. I haven't I never explored like myself sexually. I don't
Yes.
think I'm
Yeah.
like I'm not really a sexual person to be honest.
Hmm.
I mean, I almost want there to be something wrong with me, but I
Hmm.
I don't think do you think like human beings are naturally sexual people?
Yes, I do. Like
But now there's something wrong with me.
when I listen to like my straight friends who are women, yes, women are horny just as much as men are. I think it's just
As
we're
much.
all on a spectrum. I don't think everyone is on 10. I don't think everyone's on one. But I think the way life is set up is you have to be one or the other. And we're not given the freedom to find our spot on this scale. Cause yeah, there's probably I know tons. I just had a conversation with my straight guy friend who's married, and he's like, yeah, like I don't, we're not doing it as much as we would like to do it. And so it's just like I think it just ebb and flows. But then I have another conversation with someone that's married, and they're like, "Ah, we can't keep our hands off each other. We're doing it all the time." So I
Mm.
think it depends on the couple. I think it depends on the person. But I think overall, men just get pushed into this group of like, you're always horny. And then women get pushed into this group as like, I don't care what you are, just don't be a slut. And then basically, they just don't have that freedom to have sex.
Mm. Yeah, because I did like growing up, I did kind of like, I was really obsessed with my virginity.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
obsessed with my virginity. Like,
Hmm.
I
Like
didn't,
keeping it,
I'm sorry.
like you're
Oh,
obsessed with
yeah.
keeping it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
I, I was like, I want a purity ring and da da
Yeah.
da da. Even though I wasn't religious, I
Yeah.
just wanted to keep my virginity. And when I lost
Why?
it, um I thought that like that was equivalent to like my worth in life.
Hmm.
Like I lost
Hmm.
my virginity at 23, twenty
Hmm. Hmm.
four, and I remember like me being like, "Oh my god, I'm so happy that's away."
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
it's not that
Yeah.
big of a fucking deal.
No,
Like
no, no. Can you imagine if you had I think about that too. Like if I was a virgin and then had sex at a middle age of 20, it's just like, I don't know. I cannot imagine having my virginity and losing it to someone on Grinder, because most of the men that I started having sex with were guys who were like AARP. Like some of them could have been like Santa Claus for a Macy's parade. Like I can't imagine like going back and be like, I lost my virginity to that old ass man who's probably dead now. So it's just I'm glad that like I lost it, but like
yeah.
I'm just saying like
But I'm sure that's how
sometimes
people
you're like,
are, how, people are losing their virginity nowadays,
yes, yes,
I mean,
yeah,
straight and all over the place. Like it's through
yeah,
like apps,
mm-hmm,
meeting people
mm-hmm,
on Instagram, meeting
mm-hmm,
people
mm-hmm,
on Tinder.
mm-hmm. So okay, I want to know, as someone who is in the lesbian community, are lesbians as messy as gays?
I wouldn't know. Oh my God, I would not know. Um, because I don't think I'm in the lesbian community per se,
Mm-hmm,
because
mm-hmm.
I've been in a relationship for a very long time.
What's a long time?
It's been almost 6, 7 years. Yeah, so exactly. So we had broken up for a little bit, and that's when I had lost my virginity, and my guy virginity, I should say. And then
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so we've been together for a long time, and I just feel like me being in a relationship for a long time, I don't know what goes on around here. Like
Mm-hmm.
people tell me like how hard it is dating, especially as a black woman here in Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, wow, I would not know.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, we can't find nobody.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, damn.
I feel like that's on brand though, because you were saying that girls like to be in relationships. Like 7 years in gay world, that's like a relationship and a divorce. Like gay men probably have one relationship and a divorce. Like I can't imagine being with a man for 7 fucking years, the same one for 7 goddamn years. But I think that's just that's the stereotype. I don't want to say stereotype in a negative way, but like that is on brand from what I feel like women who are in relationship with women, they just find each other and they settle down, and that's it. We're done. We're not going out anymore. I just wish we could have some of that over here on the other side of the fence.
So even though we're in a monogamous relationship, we're still outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we're
Yeah.
still very individualistic.
Yeah.
Is that a word? Yeah. We're
Yeah.
like
Individual.
individuals, we do our
Yeah.
thing, like we're like I'm not I'm not the type of person that gets into a relationship, and that's what a lot of women do. We get in a relationship, we forget about everything else but the relationship.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I think yeah, being in the real in specifically being in a relationship with a woman, I feel
Hmm.
like allows you to express yourself so much more than being in a relationship with a man. Because I've noticed
Hmm.
that when I was in partnership with men,
Hmm.
I've had to ditch who I was, or
Hmm.
felt like I had to ditch who I was.
Yeah. 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 Do you feel like it's because I feel like I think because you are a gorgeous, attractive woman, and I think that intimidates men because they're like, well, if we're outside, then other men are going to look at my queen, and that intimidates me. So I need to put shelters and I need to put parameters around my queen so she doesn't get caught up in the outsideness. Do you feel like that might have been what you were feeling? Is that maybe the guys that you were dating just weren't confident enough to let you be you and know that you will always come back home?
No, they weren't, and maybe rightfully so, because I wasn't gonna always come back home. Girl, I
Not me
was such
sticking
a
up for them, and
cheater.
you're like, no, nope, I was on the
Yeah,
streets.
like I was such a cheater. Oh my god.
Oh,
Yeah.
why? Okay, tell me about. I want to. I've never been in a relationship, so tell me what goes through your mind when you cheat.
Oh, that I want somebody else. Do you get what I'm saying? So like, and the thing is, these weren't situations to where like we're serious and I'm going out. You know what I mean? It's
Hmm.
situations
Hmm.
like we know it's just us two. We've agreed that it's just
Hmm.
us two. And but
Hmm.
I'm telling you it's just us two, but it's me,
Hmm.
you, and me and somebody else and somebody else. You get what I'm saying? So like, yeah, I don't know.
What do you
Like,
feel bad? Do you feel guilty, or you're like, oh, that was fun?
oh my God. I had felt guilty. I don't, I don't know why I don't feel guilty right now though. But I had felt guilty at the time. Why don't I feel good? Maybe, girl, I've been smoking, so maybe that's probably why. I've been long winded and shit. But like, yeah, I don't feel guilty right now. Oh my god, that's great.
Well, that's fine because I mean, it's you. I mean, you've been in a relationship for 7 years, so I'm sure that like it is what it is. Maybe you would have felt guilty at that time, but like you're not like you said you weren't. This wasn't like your man of a year. It wasn't like I'm about to give him my ovaries. It was just like I'm just having a good ass time. So maybe you don't feel bad anymore because you're like it is what it is. I did what I did, and now I'm a little bit more. I know who I am more now, and so that probably I don't know. I'm just trying to help you out. I don't know.
No, because I'm sitting here thinking through what you're saying, but like,
Yeah.
I think I had a hard time just speaking up for what I wanted.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? And I also
Yeah.
had a hard time with validation. Like I needed many people to tell me that I was amazing and great
Yes.
and things like
Yes.
that. Like, and I think
Yeah.
that's why a lot of people cheat is because
Yeah.
they need the validation. They need everybody to love them. This one person
Yeah.
is just not enough,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know? And I've worked on that for a very, very, very long time
Hmm.
because I
Hmm.
struggled with that for yeah, because I never knew why. Like, girl, I was cheating. I've been cheating since I was 9 years old. Like I had a boyfriend when I was 9, and I remember his first day that he didn't show up to daycare. I asked another boy out. Like it was always something like that. Like I was always like trying to like sneak around with some, you know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yes.
In
Yes.
high school, like I was always
Yeah.
doing like sneaky shit. And I just think it was because like I just wanted to feel important.
Yeah. Yeah. I
And
love
I
that.
think nowadays, like I feel important to myself,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
my girlfriend's, her love and stuff like that is extra.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny that you said that because I cheated on when my only girlfriend, which probably was back in like summer camp. I cheated
Okay.
on her. I fumbled the bag, boys. Let me tell you, I probably had the baddest girl on the playground. I so bad that years later in high school, one of the popular kids was dating her, and she went to a different school though. And so
Uh-huh.
I was like, oh yeah, I had that when I was 9, so you know. But then I
Oh.
cheated on her. So I went to a summer camp, and then there's a part of the summer camp that goes away for actual camping over like the weekend and they come back. I don't do that. I just go to the playground and my parents pick me up and I go back home to my AC house and we do what we do. But there was this another girl there who, so this girl who I cheated on, her name is Holly. As soon as she went on this camp, this other girl named Katie was there, and we went on a field trip to this water park,
Well, so you
and we
liked
started
white
making out.
girls.
Say it again.
You liked white girls. You liked white girls. Okay, period.
Why can't these girls be black? Oh, Holly and Katie's not black names?
Sorry, continue.
No, I love that. But yeah, we were just making out in under the water. I remember we were like the security guards. You know how not the security guards, but the lifeguards. They sit on these posts, and so we were literally making out like under the post. So every time we pop back up, he would just be looking at us like this.
Oh, did your
So
girlfriend
yeah,
find out you were cheating on her?
yes, and she cried, and I felt so bad. Yep, yep.
Okay, so see, and it was so easy for you to be like, I felt so bad. Like,
Yes, yes.
I was
Because
sitting here like,
I fumbled. I just, God damn it. That was the one time I was straight, and I was like, it's too hard for this. So I was like, never again.
so like, let me ask you. So,
Yes.
do you believe in um I shouldn't say, let me scratch that. Not believe in monogamy, but do you want a monogamous relationship?
It's hard for me to answer that question because I've never been in a relationship to this day. So I
Okay,
don't
so you
even
don't
know what
know.
one even feels like, but my
Mm,
heart will say yes because it's been so long that I would love to know what it's like to just be in love with a person. Like
mm,
I want my only goal or not goal, I don't it's not even a goal, but like what I want in a relationship is someone that's dedicated to me and let's go travel. Like let's go on a
mm.
plane and let's go have sex in Italy. Like I want to have so much fun. But my friends who are gay, they've been together for 7 years, and I just said they just got married. They kind of opened up their marriage, and I don't like not saying I don't mind that as if like I have a say on their marriage, but I don't mind the idea that they took their time with it and then went through that process as a couple. So maybe when I have my time with him, that might be an option, but that won't be within the next 5 years for sure, at least. So yeah, I don't know. I will love monogamy. I will love the romance. I will love the dates. I will love the Valentines and shit like that. So yeah, I don't know. Do you like monogamy or how do you feel about it?
Yeah, yeah, but I understand why people open up their relationships. I get it. I completely
Why do
understand.
you get it? What is there to get?
Cause like niggas is oh sorry. Oh my god. People are
Girl, well, hold on,
fine.
hold on. Just because I had two little white girls as girlfriend doesn't mean you can't say nigga on my platform.
Like people are fine. But
Hmm.
for me, I can't have too many like I just need one person. I just need one
Yeah.
person because I have so many other things that I want to do in my life. You
Yes.
know, like relationship and love and romance and stuff is not a how should I say this? I'm gonna sound like a bitch, but like it's not like my it's never been like a goal, a huge
Hmm.
priority for me and things like that. Like my
Hmm.
relationship with my girlfriend like literally fell in my lap.
Hmm.
And I hate when people say that, but like it's true.
Yeah.
And I've just never been someone who like I wanted to be loved, but a partnership and commitment and stuff like that never was something that I wanted. I've always been like a business type of girl. I always wanted a
Yeah.
business. I always
Yeah.
wanted to work and just,
Yeah.
shit like
Yeah.
that. So,
Yeah.
I don't know where I was going with that, but
Well, for me, like hooking up now, I don't know if it's hooking up now feels empty. And I feel like if I'm being honest with myself, hooking up has always slightly felt empty.
Mm.
And when I mean empty, I just feel like when I'm done, although although I have this problem where it's like potato chips, as soon as I have one, I need to eat the whole bag.
Oh yeah.
And so as soon as I have one dick, I need to find another, and then
Oh
I
my
need to find
god.
another, I need to find another is
I
really
need six
bad.
dicks. I need the whole bag of dicks.
Yeah, yes. But
That's so
then
funny.
eventually I'm one of those people also like when I do something that is the same over and over again, like it kind of wears off. And
Hmm.
so I used to have this guy who I hook up with on the regular, but he was married and that felt really great. Married to another guy. And that felt really great because he would just come over, we'd do our things, and he left.
Mm.
But then I was like, well, I kind of want to talk to you. Like, I want to know who you are. Like, I want to, and but that's approaching his rules with his relationship. Like, that's something he can't do. So it's just like it's hard for me because eventually I would like to not stop having sex, but I would like to dig deeper. And so I think I would love monogamy because right now, even if I open up my relationship, I don't know if it will feed me because I will just go have random sex with random people and it'll be empty when I can be like, why don't I just get my back blown out by my husband who likes me? You know what I mean?
So there's nothing in between that for you. Like it's two extremes. Like there can't be someone who you casually see, sometimes casually fuck, casually date. Like you also have that friendship with them. You sometimes fuck and you guys go on. Like there's no in between for you.
I think there is, but the in between time period is very short. Like
Okay.
the guy who I told you who will like I will have a conversation with you after we have sex. Like literally after we had sex, I would lay in his bed for like hours and we'll talk. And then we'll probably have sex again and then we'll be done. But I wanted to go on dates. Like I wanted to like let's get out the house. Like let's go get sushi and he like didn't want that. So I don't know if what I'm looking for is like a light version of a relationship, you know what I mean? Like the diet version of a relationship. So I don't know if it has to be like two extremes. I just know with the two guys that I had consistently in my life, eventually it wore off and I want to go to the next step. And I don't know what the next step is. It doesn't have to be a commitment, but I'm over driving to your house, we fuck, we talk, we fuck again, I'm gone. Like let's fuck and then let's go.
Go
Like
on a
my
date.
girlfriend, she just became single and she went on a date. They got drinks, they had sex, they got dinner, and then they had sex. And I was like, that is what I would like. But
Okay. Cute.
yeah,
I think okay, I'm not trying to be like someone who like knows everything, but
no,
like I
please.
feel like maybe you should turn down like some of these guys who are like, "Hey, I can only fuck, I can only talk to you you know, after we fuck," because I think that's a red flag within itself. And sometimes when we cut them people off, I think it leaves more room for quality to come in. You get what I'm
Yes,
saying?
yes. But how do I cut off red flags when the red flags lay great dick? This man, if you know me, which you probably don't, I have a sore spot for Hispanic men, and this was a Hispanic man.
Okay.
And it was just so, and I love passionate sex. I don't like when I feel like that you're trying to get your trauma out on my butthole. Like it just does not make me feel happy. Like I need, I need someone.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. I can only imagine.
I need someone that like their hips have some finesse, their lips has some finesse. Like
Cute.
there's some finesse in this passion,
Yeah.
this sex that we're doing. And he had that, but he also came with a lot of red flags that I was at that time I just wasn't mentally ready for his savviness. Although we got in a lot of fights because I don't do well with men who think that their opinion is the only opinion that needs to be heard.
Oh, me neither.
And when I face a man like that, we will sit here and have an argument until the cows come home. I have all fucking day, because I don't like doing that. But I think that what broke us apart. And to your point, I think what broke us apart was the fact that he was a walking red flag. Like saying I don't want to talk to you until after we have sex is creepy and kind of weird and kind of gross.
And that kind of personality comes with a lot of other
Yes. Yes.
bad traits.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like, yeah, like it's hard to walk away from somebody with, good hips, like you say.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's hard to walk away with from someone like that. It shouldn't have even started because of
Yes.
that,
Yes.
you know? And I think maybe like you need to have a little more there needs be a little more turn-offs.
Yes.
I
Yes.
think with men, and it don't matter if you're gay or straight. You guys have low standards sometimes.
Yes. Yes, we do.
I
Yes, we
was
do.
telling my brother, I'm like, how did you get there with this girl? Like, how?
Yes.
Let's let me ask, how did you
Yes.
get to the house? Because the red flags was
Yeah.
going before. Like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah. Yeah. And because we are horny, we do not care. We do not care. And you know what's the real tea? Is as soon as I ejaculate, that's when all of a sudden I come back
you're
to
like, no,
realization, like,
hold
whoa,
on.
like what was I doing here? Like, how did I get here? I don't even remember going into my car. Like, what the
How
fuck?
did I
Like, I need
get
to,
here?
go to the doctor. But yeah, there'd be tons of times, like just say, like over this. So on Thanksgiving, sorry mom if you're listening to this. As soon as the Thanksgiving dinner was over, I met this guy in the back of a Walgreens parking lot, and I gargled,
No, you're
and
lying.
dead ass, dead serious, dead
Oh,
ass. First of all, it was great. Well, okay, let me backtrack. My birthday is around Thanksgiving. I'm a Sagittarius. I don't know what was happening, but I just felt like I was fiending, like I was a crackhead that didn't have crack for years. Because I haven't honestly been having sex because I just cannot deal with men's attitudes. But this time I was like, oh, we're turning 30. Like, let's get back out there. Like, let's shave our butt and let's get back out there. And so I was like, I didn't shave my butt. I was just saying. And so I get a message from this one guy that lives like a couple blocks away from me, and he sends me a picture that is kind of like from like this angle, so you're kind of like seeing like here,
yeah.
but you don't see his full wiener, which is a red flag because most guys all they do is just show you your. It's very hard to get a guy to show you his face, but it's not hard to get a guy to show you his dick. So the simple fact that he showed me, the simple fact that he showed me his whole body, but kind of not the dick, was a yellow flag. So I get there and I understand why, because his wiener was pretty small. So I literally had to pretend I was like a sex worker and really had to like get this guy feeling like I was into him so we can hurry up and get to the end of the show. And so after I was done, I was like scraping my tongue because it probably was the worst dick I've ever sucked in my entire life. It was small, it was discolored, I felt like it had some texture on it. It was not cute. So I was like, I need to redeem myself. And so this black guy with the huge fat ass wiener was like, come over, like, and he's DL. And that's another thing. I'm tired of messing with DL, man. I'm so fucking tired of those bitches. But this one had a good piece. And I gargled, swallowed in the back of a Walgreens parking lot. And he was like, can we do this again? I was like, sure. And I've never talked to him yet. So I don't even know
Okay,
why I brought that
so
story
why
up. I
haven't you
completely
talked to
forgot
him
the point.
again?
Because he's DL, and
Oh,
that's I'm over that. I really am over that. And he's the type of DL where it's like I was telling him I was going to delete the app, like, hey, I'm deleting Grinder. Can I have your phone number? He's like, yeah, but just to make sure you know that I'm DL. And so like, all right, so I feel like you're with a woman or you're doing something that you're not supposed to be doing, and I just feel like I'm aging out of that kind of era of my life of messing with a lot of guys that are DL. I'm done meeting people in Cub Foods parking lots.
so
I
they're
just feel like
so they're very open with the fact that they're DL. Like they'll message you and be
oh,
like, "Hey, I'm DL."
yeah, they need to make sure that you know that they're DL because somehow they think that we're going to randomly find them at Target and be like, "Hey Tony, can I suck your dick again?" in front of like their kid.
Oh my god!
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, cute.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. Oh my
Yeah.
god. That is
Okay.
hilarious. But I do think I'm not trying to like again, I'm not trying to give you advice or anything. Well, this
No,
is
please.
advice, but like, and I've told my brothers and I've told them this too. I'm like, if you guys want a good relationship, you guys cannot be hooking up in the back of places, hooking up. Like, you're like, why? Then you're like, why are all women whores? And then
Yes.
they're messaging women on Snapchat to go in the back of Walmart to get their dick sucked.
Yes. 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 Yep. You know what? This makes me feel better because it makes me feel like I'm not alone. Men are just horny and crap. You know, it's so funny because I do a myriad of drugs, and so I have a friend who we just talk, and and she does drugs too. But so we'll talk about our like little journeys that we're on, and I was like, well, this drug makes me horny, and this drug makes me horny, and this one and this one makes me horny. And she's like, honey, I just think you're just horny. Like I don't think it's the drugs. I think I think it's just you.
You're like, oh shit, that might be.
Am I the problem?
And
Like
I
I can't be the problem. Yes.
that is
So
so
yeah.
funny.
Yeah. Okay, I want to be mindful of your time. How do you have somewhere to be or anything?
I have to actually go to the. I, oh yeah, it's actually 30 minutes away, so probably in the next like 15 minutes. I have to leave.
Okay, let me ask you a question. I want to ask you about social media because
Okay.
you have over, I think last time I checked, your TikTok has 100K. And I had a conversation with someone the other day about I get so nervous making solo videos, and you make solo videos. You're always on live. But they were telling me that like in order for you to get to where you want to go, you need to start doing solo videos and get over that hump. And so, I guess a question for you, I have two questions. I guess one question is, any advice for me when in 2024, I'm going to say this now because I think this is what I'm going to have to do. So if any of my friends are listening to this, my bad. But I need to start blocking my friends on these social media apps, especially TikTok. I need to really start blocking them. It's just, I don't know what it is. I feel like they're looking at me while I have no clothes on. And it just like doesn't feel right. I need to block them. So I think I will be doing that. So by the time this will come out in 2024. So friends, you probably have already been blocked because I think that that is going to help me get over my hump of being seen, I guess. And I also don't want it to come across as me just doing what everybody else is doing. And that's kind of what I'm struggling with. I'm struggling with my how people are going to receive it and how it's going to be taken. And so like I don't know. With all that being said, any advice you can give me?
Oh my God. So like, um, you're not like everybody else. You don't
Okay.
have a personality like everybody else. And I'm not saying
Thank
that
you.
just like on some motivational shit. I'm
Yeah.
literally going off of the hour conversation we've been having. So you're
Yes.
not like everybody else. So as long as you show up
Mm-hmm.
just like this or with like
Mm-hmm.
that, just how you showed up today, you'll be
Mm-hmm.
perfectly fine. Um, being perceived as weird.
Mm-hmm.
It is always going to be weird. It's still weird to
Mm-hmm.
me because sometimes I just want to be like, like, why are you looking at me? Like, I don't know
Yes.
why. Even though
Yeah.
I'm a Leo girl, so I love to be looked at. Oh, are you a
I
Leo too?
no, but
Oh,
I'm
you
a
said you're a
Sagittarius.
Sagittarius.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And I Leos.
Okay.
I love
Okay.
Leos.
Okay.
I
Okay.
love Leos. I love anyone that's in the fire family because I'm a fire sign.
Cute.
I have good friends who are Leos. I'm currently falling in love with a Leo, but he doesn't know because he's straight. But he just like sinks me in.
Mm-mm. Stay
But
away
I
from the
just love
men.
fire signs. They're like my favorite.
Stay away from the men. But like, um, don't overthink it. So I feel like that's what you're doing right now
Yes.
is
Yeah.
overthinking it. And because your personality, the conversation we've had, you genuinely have made me laugh. You're
Oh, thank
witty.
you.
You're like your jokes are very much so on time. Like
Thank
I'm the
you.
type of person like this is I don't know who like it's probably gonna go over some people's heads, but like when someone tells a joke, I like the rhythm of the joke more than
Hmm.
what's being said.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's
Yeah.
weird, but I'm
No,
gonna tell you right now, your rhythm is perfect, and you need to put yourself out there for real.
don't make me cry, girl.
No,
You.
seriously, because it's not about what you're saying. You have a
Yeah.
rhythm to communicate in a very
Yes.
engaging way.
Well,
And
thank
there,
you.
yeah,
Thank
and
you.
like that's what you need specifically on TikTok since it's more short form. You need a rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
uh another thing I would tell you is to just keep going, keep pushing them out.
Yeah.
I'm talking about 3-4 times a day. I
That's hard.
know, girl. I know. So, like, when you get an idea, when you come up with a joke or a story time or whatever, go on your notes app and write it
Oh,
down.
mama.
You already
Like,
got see,
like,
see,
like,
see, and then like you're on your way to work or what, or you're waiting for your French fries.
yes.
Record that bitch.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's what I do. And yeah. So like when you get an idea, write it down and get your rhythm.
Yeah.
Get your rhythm.
Okay. Okay.
You're
And then my other
amazing.
question is, do you think that we need to be on every single social media fucking app in order to get to where we need to go? Because there are so many, and a lot of them are not doing what we need them to do anymore. So it feels like we have to. That's another thing. I don't want to spread myself too thin because if I spread myself too thin, then something is going to give. And so I rather just focus on a couple apps. But is it do you have to put your eggs in every single basket? Do you have to be on Instagram and TikTok and Twitter and YouTube and Twitch and
Hmm.
OnlyFans to push out your content?
Um, I personally feel like you do, but I do think you can repurpose your content on every one of them.
Yeah.
And also like you could bring you to every app and so you don't have to switch up so it won't feel like that much work.
Mm-hmm.
I think the best thing you should focus on is like um staying a creator
Mm-hmm.
versus a consumer.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm working on right now is because I'm a creator and the
Mm-hmm.
fact that I keep consuming is hurting my art.
Yes.
So yeah, focus on being the creator. So once you focus on that, I feel like it's easier to just post on multiple. And
Yes.
like YouTube, I feel like is really, really important because it allows people to get to know you for real.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
people on YouTube who subscribe and watch me on YouTube know me more than people on TikTok. But people
Yeah.
who listen to me on my podcast platform know me more than any of them. Any of them.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's a different relationship,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
do think they're all important.
Yeah. That's the thing is like I feel like if someone listened to a full length podcast, they will get so much out of me
Yeah.
more than me just posting what I'm eating and throwing it on Instagram. Like that just feels silly and dumb to me. And I want you to like come here. And I know it's a lot of work to sit and listen. It's a lot of trust. You know, getting a stranger to believe in you is a lot of work. But I just don't want to sit here and post my skyline and post my food when I literally just told you a story about how I'm sucking dick in a Walgreens parking lot. Like that's to me is what I want you to know. I don't want you to know about my food.
So then,
So
so then, don't post the food. Post about sucking dick in the Walmart parking lot.
touche.
You know,
Yeah.
and it's like you gotta you gotta meet the people where they're at. Cause right
Yeah.
now, like I had to humble myself for real. Cause I had to be like, listen, Asia, they're not going to listen to a hours and hours long podcast when they don't know you. So
Yeah.
where are they right now? They're on
Yeah.
TikTok. They're doing short form, and there's a lot of
Yeah.
people who have liked me off of a 20-second clip that now listen to a 2 hour podcast, but it's not gonna
Yeah.
start the other way around.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right, T.
I like to consume long form content, but most people
Yes.
don't.
Yes. I do, but it's getting a little bit too out of hand. Like everything I'm getting is a podcast and it's like burning me out. And so when you're like, I'm more of a creator than consumer, as soon as I started doing this, I really kind of I stopped listening to a lot of podcasts
Mm.
because my YouTube page is nothing but podcasts. And I'm
Mine
like,
too.
what happened to fitness content? What happened to vlogging? Like, I'm still a person that like I said like hours ago, I don't like to be doing the same thing over and over again. So
Okay,
if my YouTube is just constantly pushing podcasts, I get burnt out quick. Like I need something else.
cute.
So, but yeah, yeah. But anywho, thank you. Thank you
Absolutely.
for joining my podcast. Thank you
Absolutely.
for giving me a chance to entertain you. And I always say this, I mean this, if you need someone to hop on your podcast, if you need someone to be alive, if you just need anyone to help you out, you're like, hey, I need a guest. Hey, I need someone to be on a live. No, as long as our schedules is linked, I will be there and I will help you out no matter what, as many times as you want.
Yeah, we're
So
gonna
just
have to
know that.
get you on. We're gonna have to get you on like
Yes, I
you.
have so many stories. Girl, the note I just showed you was for your podcast. I didn't even show you the ones that I just have just for a podcast in general. So you just let me know.
Okay, because I like you. So yeah, you gonna have to be on mine too, baby.
Of course, I'm excited. Thank you so much, and I
So
hope you have a great day.